Last but not least, I am excited to introduce my good friend who needs no introduction, Bipul, to the stage.
Good to see you, brother.
Okay. Can I actually respond to something that we just talked about?
Absolutely.
With Vinod. I looked this up. Rubrik's headcount has grown by 30% over the last 2 years. There is a lot of talk about how you can do so much more with so much less, primarily through less headcount. I'm curious what your reaction is to that.
I mean, we are applying AI in every aspect of the business, from coding to legal to marketing to finance. In fact, somebody who left Rubrik to start a finance closing business as an AI. So we are looking at AI in every aspect of the business. And we are seeing that how we can make the company more productive, how can we give our current people more tools. At the same time, we are operating in a very large market with a very unique product. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going for it.
You are. When you left India and you came to this country, your mom told you not to start a company. Why did she give you that advice, and why didn't you follow it?
My dad was an entrepreneur, and it didn't work out for him. So she had a very difficult life, and she thought that her son should have more fixed life, where you can get fixed salary, you have visibility into the next month. Growing up, we had food security issues, so she didn't want me to repeat probably what she feared was the life that she led.
What did she think when you did this?
For me, I got to a point in America by mid-2000s where I felt like I'm not going to fall back into the poverty, because I was an IIT grad, and everybody in this room is an IIT grad. And then I went to Wharton and studied finance. I said, if I'm not getting a job in America, probably 99.9% of the people in America will not get a job.
It's amazing.
And that was the kind of like a story that I told myself as a baseline.
In today's day and age, do you feel like you have to move faster as a 4,500 person company than you did 5 to 10 years ago when you were far less people, because the technology ground underneath you is moving and shaking?
I always felt that the only advantage that startups or new companies has is time. There is no other advantage, neither technology, nor people, nor location. The time is the only advantage. So I have been maniacal about time compressing. Time compressing in building the product, time compressing in go-to-market, time compressing in scale. Because if you're operating in a large market, you have to be relevant. If you're a $50 billion market, if you're operating in a $50 billion market, and if you're not $200 million company, then you're not relevant to that market. So the market relevancy requires acceleration. And you have to parallelize lots of different operations to really hit the mark in the quickest time. With AI, we are now in this accelerated stage where time to scale and decay for products is compressing. So commoditization cycle is progressing very rapidly. So I actually talked about in our earnings call that our job is to stack S-curves. So as soon as your first product becomes successful, you have to start building the second product and plan to build the third product.
Why don't most people do that then?
It's very jarring, because as soon as the first products start to work, and if you start thinking that this product will fail someday, that's a dichotomy that people can't live with. Because think about how hard it is to find the product market fit for the first product. But this is where you have to forget the past, let go of the past. You have to embrace that the reality that this product is going to die, and die sooner than you anticipate. So let's start the next one and the next one. So business building is as much about opportunity and drive and everything as how you think.
Does your team think you're nuts when you finally find product market fit with one product after scorching the earth to do it, and then you tell them, great, this one's going to die. We're going to go to the next one, and are you ready?
We actually created 2 teams in Rubrik, what we call forward motion team And their job is to scale what is working. And then there is a separate team we call lateral team. Their job is to find new product market fit, incubate new products. So we have completely like separate teams, and that allows us to confront the reality while we are trying to maximize on what's working.
How has hiring been for you? Has it changed? Are there certain, in the AI world over the last couple of years, has it become less or more competitive? Question one. Question two, has the type of person that you are looking for, has your hiring persona changed at all?
We always had this notion in Rubrik that I will not hire myself for the job I'm in. So we are always looking to increase the capability or the average intelligence of the team. So we have had high bar from day one. It was really, really difficult. But that really created the DNA of the company, that we do hard work to get the top people. And so whether the market is changing, today is AI, tomorrow is something else, yesterday was crypto, we continue to hire top people all through it because we accept the reality that's never easy.
How much time do you think you spend to this day, right now, public company CEO, on recruiting and hiring?
At least 10%.
10%. What are the other big buckets? Where else does your 90% go? How much is meetings? You're stuck in meetings all day.
I spend 20% of the time on a new big initiative so that I have all the time for that initiative. I clear up my calendar and make sure that I spend 20%.
1 day a week?
1 day a week. And then last quarter, I did 100 plus customer meetings. Last year, I did 400 customer meetings in 25 countries.
Last quarter, you did 100 plus customer meetings. That's a lot.
Yes.
And so you're asking the sales team, bring me on the call.
Yes.
Why?
Because customer is where the magic is. One of the things my dad taught me was business doesn't happen in the office or headquarters. The truth is with the customer. So you have to go out there. Because in the Silicon Valley, we are imagining things. Those guys are taking our technology and innovating things. So we have to be at the edge. So you have to go at the edge, learn from it, come back, educate people, think about new ideas, go back to see if the dog will eat the dog food.
If your dad saw what you were doing today, having tried and failed at different companies, how proud would he be? Like sitting here, I don't know, how special would that be for you?
I mean, he was there when I was talking at IIT conference in 2019. He would tell me that this is good, beta, what's next?
Your personality actually reminds me of Vinod's in certain ways, where I could also see you working till 100 years old. Like I could see you being the CEO of
If
Rubrik.
I can live through 100.
CEO. Well, if Vinod has it his way, we're going to maybe live to a couple hundred years old. I wonder, do you agree with that, first of all? Like, if I could wave a magic wand and say you're the CEO of Rubrik until you're 80 years old, was that your dream?
Not really. I feel like there comes a time when companies need new ideas. And if the company is dependent on you for such a long time, then you have not built a company that will stay beyond your lifetime. I want to build Rubrik into a 100-year company where the generations of people will actually propel this company forward. In my mind, company life is in decades, not in few years. In Silicon Valley, we have this 4-year mindset. But if you look at great companies in the world, there's hundreds of years they stay. So I want to build a 100-year company. And I want to build a company where someone else takes from me and does even a better job of building the next chapter of Rubrik.
When was the company founded?
2014.
2014. So it's been
11 years.
11 years. Are you exhausted? Like running a company, I don't think most people understand how exhausting it is to run a company. It's to start a company, to scale a company, to take a company public, to do quarterly board meetings, to have a team of 4,500 people. All of the problems roll uphill straight to you. Most of the meetings that you in are none of the good news meetings. They're all the things that suck. Most of your day is consumed with firefighting. And I think that's exhausting. I wonder, like, is that how you feel? Like, is it exhausting?
For me, I feel like every year it gets better. In fact, it is less exhausting. The reason it is less exhausting is that I have fundamentally understood in the last 10, 11 years is that there's no point worrying because problems will be every day. So I've stopped worrying, stopped about thinking about future and how much bigger Rubrik will get. All I'm doing is I have this unlimited ambition, 100-year massive company. I'm accepting the reality that I have to struggle every day to get there, firefight, solve problems, somebody's leaving, somebody's joining, this customer, this product here, there, whatever. And then I'm maximizing current opportunities.
You do not worry.
I do not worry at all.
You don't lay restless on your pillow at night thinking about it?
Not at all. I sleep for 8 to 9 hours every day.
When you said 10 years ago you stopped worrying, or you decided to stop worrying, why? Was there something that happened? I would love to stop worrying. That sounds really nice. How do you stop worrying?
I realized that Rubrik has no finish line. And you worry when you have finality. But if you have no finish line, you are in perpetuity, struggling for perpetuity, then what's the point of worrying?
When, okay, now you're a public company, so there's literally no finish. Like, you quite literally, there's not very many options from here.
I don't want any other option.
That's right. But when you were, let's just say, a Series A or B company, there were other options, right? You could have gotten acquired. There was other things that you could have done. Did you worry then when there was an optionality, at least to have some finality that wasn't going public and building a company in the markets?
I never think about building company to go public or building company to get acquired. What I do is, whatever is in front of me, I'm maniacally maximizing that opportunity. If I'm in front of my customer, then everything I know, with every information I can gather from my customers, from my other customers, friends, employees, everybody to maximize that meeting. I come out of it thinking, I've done my job, move on. That's it.
Did you, when you started the company, you left venture. Most people do not leave the nice, cushy walls of venture capital to go back into operating, let alone entrepreneurship in a startup. You probably had a good salary, you had the nice lunches, the good snacks. Did people around, did you think you were crazy? Were you not money motivated in the sense that obviously there's probably a huge opportunity cost just financially? Like, how did you weigh the trade-offs of even doing something like that?
When I decided to kind of leave venture capital, I was a partner at Lightspeed. A lot of people told me that you're leaving 100 million on the table in the next 5, 6 years. You have companies that are going public. I was on the board of Nutanix, and the company was really ramping. But I'm not worried about what happens in this year, next year, the following year. Am I in the biggest game? And I felt like as a VC, I was not in the biggest game. And as an entrepreneur, the opportunity is infinite. And I want to be an infinite game. I don't want my output to be correlated with input.
You once said something to me, I hope it's okay that I share, that really stuck with me. When I asked you this question in private, you said, Joubin, no one is ever going to remember the name of the venture capitalist that funded these companies.
That's true.
What they're going to remember, and decades from now, are the people that founded and built these companies.
Absolutely. I mean, if I ask you who was the funder of Microsoft, you can't even name them, but you know the founder of Microsoft.
Yeah.
So Silicon Valley, we are so lucky to be in this arena. We want to go out there and fight and build, create, be in the infinite game.
No founders want to go public. Even now, one of our portfolio companies, Figma, recently did. We were really happy, but there's still not like that many companies doing it. You were kind of a trailblazer to do it a year and a half, 2 years ago. Was it a year and a half, 2 years ago?
Yes, 16, 18 months.
And nobody was doing it then. No. Why did you decide to do it? And is it as annoying as I imagine it is doing a quarterly earnings report to Wall Street and having to deal with the public markets?
Honestly speaking, I felt like the public market and whatever situation we are in is the best situation. Because there's nobody's talking about when are we going public in the company. there is no all hands meeting about public discussion, what is our valuation, who is making what money. All that is gone. We have a very large long-term ambition. We said in the beginning that Rubrik has no finish line. We are going to invest in not so proven ideas, not so certain products, and we are going to go for the jugular. We are going to go build a big company. So I feel like now I'm unshackled. And if you want to build the next 100-year company, does it really matter what time you go public? Whether you get 5 billion valuation or 10 billion valuation or 50 billion valuation, it's not going to matter. So what matters is how big is your ambition and how dedicated you are to do whatever it takes to get there.
I know a lot of executives at Rubrik. They've all been there for a very long time. Explain that to me. That is very uncommon, that companies, especially now that you are where you are, have so much of the same executive team that has been at the company for 5, 6, 7 years. What do you attribute that to?
Rubrik has a unique culture, and it is very hard to define the whole thing from outside, but somebody actually crystallized it for me very well. So our head of SC, who is out in the market and gathering customer demand for new features, once he came to me and he told me that, Bipul, what is unique about Rubrik is that I can challenge our technical co-founder and CTO, and he's answerable to me. Every other company, they are gods, and you get the servant from the god. Whatever they give me, I have to sell. But in Rubrik, I can challenge him and force him to build what market wants. And what it tells you is that we have a culture where there are no founders, there are no co-founders. We are all here dedicated to build Rubrik. We are all in the service of Rubrik. That's what empowers individuals. There is no personal agenda. I'm not trying to achieve something or become something. All of us want to give Rubrik the best chance to achieve its highest potential.
Briefly on AI, do you feel like we're overestimating what can be possible in 1 year and underestimating what can be possible in 5?
Like any other technology, if you go back from railroads to computers and internet and everything else, there is always overinvestment, and there is always overexcitement, and there is always lots of experimentation. Feel like we are in that stage in AI. There will be a crash in AI, then there will be a renaissance in AI. But the renaissance is going to be massive, because for the first time, we are able to replace human labor with software. And if you think about like a country such as Japan, where you have aging population, now the productivity of Japan can re-accelerate, because age is now uncorrelated to productivity. Think about how big an implication it is for the global economy. It will lead to massive deflation in the cost of things we buy. There will be era of abundance. Obviously, it has other implications on how we work and what happens to human being and purpose and everything else. But this has the potential to completely upend the notion of productivity, age, nation states, and what happens to the prosperity.
Given that, you have kids?
Yes.
How old are they?
They are almost 13-year-old twins.
Wow. And given like what you believe about where the world is moving, they're going 13, they're going into high school?
Few years, yeah.
Few years. What, like, and they come and say, first of all, do you let them use ChatGPT? Do you want them to use it on all their homework, or do you ban it at home? And then as you think about guiding them as a father into what careers you think they should be doing, how has that maybe readjusted?
So no ChatGPT yet, because I want them to be able to translate information into knowledge. Because if they never learn how to translate information into knowledge, then they will never be able to interact with their colleagues and ideate, because they can't take that information from someone else and create knowledge out of it. So I want them to focus on learning how to create knowledge. In terms of the future and what they should be doing, I'm now a firm believer that any expertise is dead. In fact, AI heralded the advent of intuition economy and killed the knowledge economy. So anything that is codified today, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, accountant, anything that is based on the past knowledge or precedence is gone. And AI will do that work. So humans have to connect new dots to create new knowledge. And as soon as you create new knowledge, it goes into AI. So your job is intuition and creating new knowledge. So any expertise where you're going very, very deep is opposite to what the world is going to demand from individuals. So I want my kids to study physics, maths, communication, like pure science, pure liberal arts, none of the vocational studies. And communication is so important because when you connect new dots, and if you can't communicate to the outside world, then your intuition will not be translated into new knowledge or new ideas or new companies or whatever you're doing.
No ChatGPT at home.
No ChatGPT at home.
I appreciate you doing this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bipul.
Thank you.